And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media, always providing you the timely truth centered around real estate, credit, finance, estate and tax planning, self-defense. We're going to talk some PEO today as well here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. It's all about education, engaging with you, and being a show that is going to be that consumer advocate, helping you win in any marketplace. That's our number one goal, and we want to make you just a bit more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Save our hotline number in your phone because at some point you're going to need it. 813-670-7372.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
That's our consumer advocate hotline number. Save that number in your phone. Also, consumerqb.com, a plethora of information available for you on our website, consumerqb.com. You can see links there to all of our expert contributors, their contact information. And this is Intelligent Talk Radio, and we want to help you win in any marketplace. And our folks in studio today are Intelligent Talk Radio, intelligent folks in here today. Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy. Welcome back, sir.
Thanks, Dad. Having me again, Brandon. And today I'm going to go over a little bit about common sense and about some of the American real issues today.
Awesome. I like it. Florida Firearms Academy in the house. Patrick Moraites also back in studio. Welcome back, sir.
Hey, what's going on, Brandon? Happy to be here today. Really excited. We're going to drop some facts today. We're going to talk some statistics with respect to small businesses, what causes businesses to fail, and how a PEO can help sustain your business long term.
I like that post you did a couple weeks back. I actually used that on the show.
Oh, you did? Cool.
Yeah, the number
awesome.
of businesses that fail within the year. Yeah, that was pretty cool, man. I saw that and it stuck out in my mind. And a big move tomorrow is AM 860 The Answer. You can find us on AM 860 The Answer from here on out at 4 o'clock drive time on weekdays. Weekdays, 4 o'clock drive time, so 1 hour earlier, and a much larger station. We're real excited about the move over to flagship station of Salem Communications, AM 860 The Answer. Also FM 93.7. And we still have our weekend show on 102.5 The Bone on the weekends. And we also syndicate our program to Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Roku, and 90 other smart television outlets. Just search Binge Networks. That's the network that you'll find us on, is Binge Network. And this segment is brought to you by the Lucky Dill Restaurant. The official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show is the Lucky Dill Restaurant here in Tampa Bay. They've got a deli, New York City bar, Brooklyn bakery, and it is home of the sandwich that ate Brooklyn. The food is excellent. The service staff is amazing, and we love going over there and having some lunch after the show. It's a great time. 4606 West Boy Scout Boulevard in Tampa, also in Palm Harbor on US 19, and online at luckydilldeli.com. And this show's different. You know, it's all about helping you understand your buying decisions, being a consumer advocate here. Tampa Bay and the Gulf Coast region's #1 consumer advocate program. And we're powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. So I want to let you know about a couple of hot listings that we've got here. 861 Mandalay Avenue in Clearwater on the beach. This is a gorgeous property. 2-bedroom, 2-bath property. It also has a 3rd bedroom. But you're literally 200 steps from the dolphin-filled waters and sugar sands of North Clearwater Beach, and it's a gorgeous area to be in. You've got local celebrities in there, Hulk Hogan and some other folks living in that immediate area. 1645 Parker Point Boulevard in Odessa. This property, it's one of my favorite listings as well. This one is in a gated community. You've got a lake in the community as well. So if you like to be in the water or fishing, 4-bedroom, 3-bath home, gorgeous opportunity here in beautiful Tampa Bay. 1645 Parker Point Boulevard, gated community. The owner pride definitely shows through in this gorgeous home. Check out the photography as well, the professional photography and video compliments of Fabre Frameworks, the official real estate photographer of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, well, let's jump right into it. We got Thomas King in the house, helping you win in any marketplace is our motto. And right now, with the way that things are happening, around guns and self-defense, there's a lot of people kind of targeting that industry right now.
Absolutely, and it's affecting a lot of our businesses and who I can do business with. And we just need to break it down into common sense again, because most people are in fear of firearms because of politicians, because of the media, because of what they're streaming out there, and they're making it harder and harder for us to even stay in business. But when you go camping, you bring mosquito spray because you don't want to get malaria. And when you go to the beach, you bring sunblock so you don't get a suntan and you don't get skin cancer. And when you go to your car, you put your kids in a child protective safety seat, so if you get in a car accident, they don't get as hurt as bad.
Yep.
And also when you play sports, you wear a helmet, and to make sure you don't break your neck or to get very serious injuries or even death. And when you go to the mall or church or basically anywhere, for me, I carry a firearm to protect myself from evil people out there. And there's people out there that say, wow, why the heck would you do that?
Yeah.
You know? And why wouldn't I do that?
Exactly.
Why wouldn't I do everything that I possibly can to protect my family?
Yep.
Why is it their opinion that I can't do this? I mean, I have firearm training.
Yep.
I have my CWP license to carry. I have legally purchased a firearm. I have done everything that I needed to go down this avenue to protect myself for my family. Now, this is my right to do this. Now, why do these people think that I can't do this?
Yeah, I don't know. That's so weird.
Isn't it crazy? And how all these politicians are just jumping to all these conclusions that we need to take away the firearms. And they've said it recently now. But if you had to go out and live in the woods, and let's say you lived in this cabin, you had to live there with your family and your kids, and there's bears out there everywhere, and there's snakes, and there's big cats. Would you carry a firearm?
Right.
I mean, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
But people would think, no way, a firearm? You're going to let your kids get eaten by a bear or bitten by snakes? Is that that's what this is coming down to?
Yeah.
Evil people are like snakes and bears. They're going to kill you.
Yep.
If that's what their goal is, that's what they're going to do.
Yep.
Why wouldn't I do everything possibly that I can to protect my family? It's really crazy to me, but the real reason why politicians are blaming firearms is because they can't go out there and say, oh, it's because I have failed at controlling the criminals.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about criminal control, but we all know that it's not the firearm, it's the shooter. You can't have a politician saying, hey, vote for me, I have failed in controlling the criminals out there. That doesn't get their ratings, that doesn't get their votes. What they really...
Or the FDA.
Or exactly.
You know, the Federal Drug Administration, they're allowing all these, pills for the kids and whoever that has lithium in it, like heavy metals. I mean, we're pumping stuff into the people that have never been done before.
And it's frying their brains. And we really don't even know the long-term effect on that. But like what freaked me out was a week ago that this politician stood up and he basically says, I'm going to take away your damn rights. And people stood up and they cheered for this.
It's ignorance.
That's all I heard was, I'm going to take away your rights.
Exactly.
And when I hear, and I don't care what right it is, you're not going to take away my rights.
Yep.
So this guy, he's going to, let's say he was voted in, and he's going to have to swear in and to protect the Constitution. And then what? Lie right there, because that's what he's all against, is the Constitution of our Second Amendment rights.
Yeah, exactly.
Why are people cheering for this politician to say, I'm going to take away your rights and your freedoms?
They're brainwashed.
What, do they know this guy? Do they actually think that this guy's going to be there at your door when someone kicks it in and wants to hurt your family? Do they really think this guy is their friend? Does he really care about these people?
I mean, it's crazy.
And we're talking about the person too. If there's a will, there's a way. So I mean, you take the guns away, an evil person is just going to find another tool. I mean, we all drove here.
Exactly.
Right? Everyone, you can drive a vehicle into a crowd of people if you want to harm and hurt people.
Every country right now that has banned firearms, evil people or bad people all still have firearms. It's just the good people don't, and they can't protect themselves from it. But you never really hear like these politicians say like, hey, you know what? How many people's lives are saved or protected by firearms each and every day? You never hear them say that.
Right.
They never hear them say criminal control, not gun control, because they have failed in that market. Just like drugs. Drugs are illegal, but they are in our schools, they are in our jails, they are everywhere on your street.
Yep.
We're going to take this down. Their fight against drugs has failed. Their fight against crime has failed. We really, as a society, need to step up, protect ourselves, and do everything that we possibly can to protect our own family. It's now.
That's right.
You need to stop relying on government to really protect your own family at this time.
We're talking with Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy, here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. Patrick Moraites in studio as well. And you're right on point there. Also, think about Chicago. That's what I've heard a lot as well. Is in Chicago, over any given week or weekend, there's a number of shootings.
There's 40 people shot. And they never respond to that. They won't, because they know that when they do, they're saying we have failed at criminal control.
Right.
And that's the whole thing, is why they need to shift this whole thing to guns, because, hey, if I can take guns away, I stop these criminals. We all know that doesn't work. It never worked in any country. It hasn't worked in Australia. It hasn't worked in London. It definitely hasn't worked in Venezuela. Especially in any socialist country, you have to take away the firearms to become a socialist country, basically.
Yeah. So it's a ridiculous argument, but unfortunately, some people are controlled by that. But here on a local level, I think it's important to point out, if you want to get training, if you want to go and see some really high level classes on how to legally and carry that gun and defend your family if it's in your home or outside of your home. Tell us about some classes you got coming up, Thomas.
We always have about 40 different types of classes in training. And last week we did an all-women's tactical class, and these ladies are so amazing. Their ability to shoot, this class was all about shooting quick, fast, and accurate, safely and correctly. And the ladies' improvement on shooting just in this one class was 1,000,000 times fold. I mean, all of them were shooting. When they come in and they take this, they're thinking, there's no way I can shoot 4 shots on target in 1 second.
Wow.
And by the end of the class, they're doing it. And they're doing it because all you have to do is take a class and learn how to do it safely and correctly. And when you're having an issue, we're going to find out what that issue is. If it's trigger control, is it recoil control? Is it the way you're holding the firearm? You need to demonstrate yourself for the muscle memory in doing this. And once you do it, you now are something to be a fierce person to be reckoned with, especially if your life's on the line or your family's life's on the line.
Yeah, I stopped in last week. Also, I saw that new 9mm that has the more capacity for the cartridge, or the they had the higher capacity. It had the flat trigger instead of the rounded trigger. He was going over all the positives with me.
Was it a rifle or pistol?
It was a pistol, 9mm.
Yeah, there's so many cool things coming out. Some really nice guns that we actually just made ourselves there. Some really high-end stuff. It's actually, when you're looking at the firearm markets, buying, selling, and trading, the technology has changed so much in advance for the tactical side and competition side. But what we're doing now is putting it all together in one package, whether it's the lower price, the medium price, or the high end price of what you're really looking for. So there's pistols out there now that can have a 57 round magazine in a 9mm. So
wow, unbelievable.
Yeah,
awesome. Check them out over at Florida Firearms Academy, right there in Oldsmar, just east of the Oldsmar Flea Market. It's an industrial park back in there. Florida Firearms Academy here in Tampa Bay. Longtime friend of the program. More from Thomas King coming up, and also Patrick Moraites, PEO Advantage. Find out what exactly a PEO can bring to you or your business, and how they can help you with your business management and all the HR functions. A lot of cool things, more than that, of course, to come here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And our feel-good story of the day: 4 dolphins got trapped in a canal, and a human chain formed to help get them out. Stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Check out our website at consumerqb.com.
all right.
Hey, Brandon Rhymes here, host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, national syndicated radio and TV show. We are looking for local area business expert contributors for our show. If you'd like to be considered, reach out.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by TrueLeaf on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. My wife and I own and operate a top real estate team here in Tampa Bay. Just featured in Real Producers Magazine as well. Kind of a nice article that they wrote on us there. Real excited about a lot of things happening around Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. And here's the magazine article. It's pretty cool. We got the family involved there, and talks about the way that we strategize and help our sellers maximize the exposure on the sale of their real estate properties by featuring them live on air and on our show. And you can see the gelatin plunge there. Patrick, saw that one? The gelatin plunge back in the day. We got to do that again. That was a lot of fun.
Every May.
And,
May we have that. Come on.
Awesome events, man. Awesome events that the Children's Cancer Center puts on as well.
The one you hosted that you MC for is coming up. Wine, Women, and Shoes.
Wine, Women, and Shoes. Yeah. November, right?
Yeah, November. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Always good stuff happening over there. And back here in studio, we want to help you win. That's our goal on the show. Follow us online at Brandon Rhymes1 on Instagram and Twitter, and the Consumer Quarterback Show page on, of course, online as well on Facebook and LinkedIn. We'd love to connect with you there. This segment is brought to you by the Bill Maher Beach Resort on Gulf Boulevard in beautiful Treasure Island. Had a great weekend there. Went and popped down and checked out that concert that was on the beach here of Bucks Beach Bash. You guys hear that?
Yeah, I heard about that. Was like last weekend or the weekend before?
Yeah, Saturday. This past Saturday. It was pretty cool. Had Billy Ray Cyrus there. He had some of his some old hits. He's playing like some Leonard Skinner hits too. And
nice.
And he had a couple of his hits. He had that Old Town Road though.
He didn't bring Miley?
No, I don't think so. And he didn't bring
big now.
He didn't bring the rapper guy either. Whoever raps with that song with him. But it was pretty cool just to see a free concert on the beach. So Clyde Smith hooked me up down there. The Bill Maher Beach Resort on beautiful Gulf Boulevard and Treasure Island had a great room. Literally open the door, walk out, and the beach is right there. The sugar sands of Treasure Island, and it's a great hotel partner. We love going down there and spending some time when we can at the Bill Maher Beach Resort. Give them a call and let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Book directly as well. Don't book online at one of those search engines. Book directly. You get the best rate is what Clyde Smith said. And also give them a call. You're going to get a discount just by mentioning you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. The Bill Maher Beach Resort. Talk to Clyde Smith. Let him know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. And we're back here in studio today. We got two of our expert contributors in studio. Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy, talking about self-defense in that space as well. And we also have Patrick Moraites, local business owner, and PEO Advantage is his company. So let's start with what is a PEO?
No, I appreciate you asking that. It's an acronym that stands for Professional Employer Organization. So, what does that even really mean? So essentially, the relationship that takes place between you as the business owner and the PEO is that you become known as the worksite employer, right? So you maintain your current daily activities: hiring, firing, training, managing, disciplining. What the PEO is going to do is they're going to offload, or you're going to offload all your administrative tasks to the PEO. So they're going to handle all those administrative burdens of processing your payroll, paying your payroll taxes, paying your state unemployment and federal unemployment taxes, providing you workers' comp insurance and administering your workers' comp insurance, administering employee benefits. PEOs have a sophisticated HRIS system, or human resource information system, so you can leverage the technology of the PEO. So you get a Fortune 500 technology, and you're a 10, 15, 20 person company. So with employee portals, employee logins, the PEO is going to provide you a certified HR person along with a labor attorney. So you get all these services at your disposal to help to keep with the theme. Well, the PEO is going to protect your business, just like we're talking about firearms here. The PEO will protect your business, so you can go out and do what it is you got in the business to do the first place. It's sell the product that you went into business to sell, not manage all of these administrative burdens that ultimately come barreling down on you as a business owner. When you go into business, you're all excited, and all of a sudden, after you make those first couple hires, you're changing diapers and wiping noses, dealing with people problems. you know?
It's like you're recreating. Why would you recreate the wheel and do all that when they already have that set up, and you can access this system of a PEO, what they bring to small and medium-sized businesses, and it reminds me also sometimes too of some of the, and you've talked about this before, so I want to ask you a success story, or maybe even a flip side of a success story on what you've seen, because sometimes employers will try to save money and characterize people as 1099s versus a W-2 employee, and they can get hit with some pretty big fines.
Yeah, becomes a slippery slope. It's funny. I had a meeting last night, and we got into that conversation of, we'll just 1099 them. Well, then you just have to kind of go through the questions of, are you telling them where to be and when to be there? Are you telling them, what to wear? Are they wearing a uniform? You're getting down the path of checking the boxes of that looks like, smells like, feels like an employee, not a subcontractor. And the last thing you want to do is have the Department of Labor walk in and identify that this is someone that should be W-2'd, not 1099. And now you're going to be hit with back payroll taxes, federal unemployment, state unemployment, fines, penalties, assessments, and then you did all that just to save a couple percentage points. You might as well just pay the piper, because at some point you're going to have to pay.
Yeah.
So you might as
They're
well
going to get you one way or another.
They're going to get you one way. So just do it the right way.
Yeah.
You're avoiding a small percentage for that could ultimately be catastrophic to your business.
Yeah. And by the way, you reminded me of your on-air name, the PEO Piper.
Oh, that's right. The PEO
I forgot.
Piper.
The PEO Piper in the house. So helping you understand more about your business, how to structure your business, save money on payroll and all those functions. But what is the average size company that would actually utilize a PEO?
Sure. No, I'm glad you asked. So the SBA according to the SBA, there's 28.7 million small businesses in the country. Okay. And they define a small business by 500 worksite employees on less and 7 million in revenue on down. And 88%, these are all statistics from the SBA, 88% of the 28.7 million have fewer than 20 worksite employees. So that means there's 25.2 million companies in the country that have 20 employees or less.
Wow.
That's a staggering number. So which plays into the statistic, according to NAPIO, which is the National Association of PEOs, that the average client is 18 worksite employees that use a PEO. So SBA says 500 is a small business, so you've got, it ebbs and flows, right? So we have a lot of companies that are one employee, but then we have, I made mention a little bit earlier, the HRS technology. We have a company that has 4,000 employees. So it really depends on what your need is as a business owner, because it can run the gamut, but the average is 18.
Makes a lot of sense. I love that Instagram post that you had online. By the way, if they want to follow you on Instagram, what's the handle?
Oh, it's PJ Moraites, which is my last name.
PJ Moraites. Okay.
Yeah.
So you did a post a couple weeks ago about the number of small businesses that fail. Do you remember those numbers offhand?
The number of small businesses fail is 82% fail due to cash flow.
Oh, wow.
82%.
Okay.
So, but you're talking about
within the first 5 years or something like that.
20% of businesses fail within the first year.
Yeah.
50% fail within the fifth year.
Wow.
And then the main reason is cash flow.
Yeah.
So it's 82% fail due to cash flow problems.
Yeah, and it's a lot of times these types of issues that you don't tackle in the front when you're setting up that business to make it easy. You bring on a new hire, boom, hey Patrick, the PEO Piper, what do I need to be compliant?
Right.
Those are the decisions.
And the other alarming thing too is only 4% of companies ever make it to $1 million in revenue. So all this hoopla we see on social media of these private jets and cash and chicks and cars and it's not reality.
No,
they're selling something fictitious.
Yes.
And
a lot of hard work, a lot of hours.
Right. No,
that's right.
That's the reality.
That's the reality.
Paperwork.
Skipping on vacations and time with family and friends because you're building a business.
Yeah.
So for those companies that have made it to $1 million in revenue, I mean that's a big accomplishment that should be recognized because only 4% of the 28.7 million companies I talked about ever get to that level.
Wow.
But that shouldn't be the barometer of success, right? whatever you define it for you.
It's a
which
balance.
could be the freedom of time that you have.
That's right.
To do the thing that you love and that you're passionate about.
All right, we're going into a break here. When we come back, more from our expert contributors. We also have our feel-good story about dolphins that got trapped in a canal and a human chain that helped them out. Stay with us. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by TrueLeaf on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here. I'm your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We want to help you win in any marketplace, especially in your real estate space, buying, selling, or investing. We would love to talk to you, and we want to help you win in your negotiations. And starting tomorrow, you're going to find us over at 4 o'clock drive time on AM 860, The Answer, FM 93.7 as well. Real excited about that move over to AM 860, The Answer. Salem Communications flagship station here, based in Tampa Bay, right here, broadcasting live from South Tampa, Florida here. And it's all about helping you win, understanding more about your buying decisions here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. But it's up to you to engage. We've had an uptick in calls lately. People reaching out to our Consumer Advocate Hotline, 813-670-7372. That's our Consumer Advocate Hotline number. You can call or text that line. Also, check out our website, consumerqb.com. You can see links to all of our expert contributors there. You can submit an email form, and that form is going to come through to myself and my team, and we're going to make sure we get back to you before our head hits the pillow. This segment is brought to you by Brothers Easy Moving. The official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show is Brothers Easy Moving, and I can tell you from firsthand experience that they are a first-class organization. They did a great job moving my family to our new home, and whether you're planning a local or long-distance move, I highly recommend Brothers Easy Moving, and they are online. Some of the best reviews that you've seen: 4.6 rating on Google, A rating from the Better Business Bureau, A rating from Angie's List, 4.5 on Yelp. And reach out to Brothers Easy Moving. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you, and take them up on special offers and incentives. All right, so hot property for this segment is 5822 Schooner Way in Tampa. This is a waterfront beauty, gorgeous property that we've got right here in Tampa. It's in the Bayport area. Close to Longboat Town and Country area, 5822 Schooner Way. And you got bay access here, water, freshwater canal. You got a pool, bay access to some of the best restaurants in Tampa Bay right there on the causeway, right off the Courtney Campbell Causeway. Check out 5822 Schooner Way at PlatinumMVPTeam.com. You can see all of our real estate properties at PlatinumMVPTeam.com. We got a short sale that we just listed also, 8239 26th Avenue North. Not many short sales available out there now. This one's at 8239 26th Avenue North in St. Petersburg. $399,000, gorgeous home. And if you see the beautiful photography here, compliments of Fabre Frameworks, you're literally 4 or 5 houses from the Intercoastal Waterway at only $399 for this property here in beautiful Tampa Bay, Florida. Check out all of our properties at PlatinumMVPTeam.com. All right, we're back here in studio. We got Thomas King in the house, Florida Firearms Academy, also PEO Piper, Patrick Moraites in the house, PEO Advantage here in studio. So Thomas King, we talk a lot about how people can get involved with your Florida Firearms Academy, and I think it's one of those things too where people don't know what they don't know. There's a lot of times there's home invasions happening out there. There's people getting tied up in their homes and robbed and all those things that happen because you have a lot of deputies and off-duty police officers, former veterans coming in and telling you some of these stories.
Yeah, and I do hire police officers to come in and tell you what the media doesn't tell you. But right now, one of the things is when to talk about what's really an issue in America, and everyone thinks it's firearm control and all that, but the real situation is 46 kids in the United States go missing every single day.
Wow.
That's a crazy amount. That's 17,000 kids just in the U.S. every day that go missing. And these kids are being used as sex trafficking. They're also being harvested for their organs, or they're also being used as labor slaves. The average lifespan of these kids are 3 to 7 years, they're saying.
Wow.
And this is kids from 11 to 14 years old of age. That is amazingly crazy and scary to me. Globally, 2 million kids per year this happens to.
Wow.
This is terrifying numbers to me. That would be an issue that where's the Million Man March for this? Where's the politicians standing up, screaming and demanding and shutting down the government and saying, hey, we got to fix this?
Yeah.
So how do you stop this? Well, there's a lot of ways you can. First off is talking to your kids about, knowing about gangs. Gangs are amazingly smart now, how they're getting your kids. They're telling them, hey, man, we're going to buy you some cool Nikes and hang out and get high with us. Here's a beer. And once they get you, they got you. Then there's also the physical grab you or just knock your parent out and grab your kid. And this is happening all over the country, all over the world. They're manhandling you. That's why I always tell people, don't let people make you in fear of learning how to use a firearm, getting a firearm. Do everything possible that you can to protect you and your family. That's the number one goal in your life, is to protect your family. Make sure that they eat, make sure they have a home, make sure that they're safe.
Yeah.
Make sure that happens. Don't let people put that fear into you. Make sure you get an app. Make sure you know where your kids are. Make sure they're not going out. It's just common sense stuff that you told your kids 30 years ago. It still applies to today.
That's
but
right.
now we just let our kids do whatever. We get them on social media. They're going on Facebook getting your kids this way. So that's horrifying, isn't it?
Social
crazy.
media, there's ways that they can, utilize fake accounts and trick trick the kids into those types of things. And it's very affordable too. I bought a shotgun not long ago. I can't remember if it was 250, 350 range, but a nice shotgun, brand new. I think it was a Stevens or something like that.
Yeah.
But you can get into a nice, gun or something like that for your home self-defense.
But we just had that huge auction.
Yeah.
Brand new shotguns, pistols, and rifles for $1, no reserve.
Wow.
We wanted to make sure our community is well armed and they know how to use a firearm.
Nice.
So
That's
that was
awesome,
an
man.
amazing event. We had about 600 people come throughout the day, so that was
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah, 600 people showing up. That's pretty cool.
And we gave away a lot of firearms training classes, gift certificates, ammo, all that fun stuff, because we always like to have a fun, great
Is one of the biggest
party.
issues just people being comfortable holding and handling a gun? Is that one of the biggest things people have to overcome?
I think the biggest issue is people just go out, and you can legally go out if you're not a felon and you're a citizen, you can go buy a firearm. But they never opt to get that training. They've shot with their dad once, or they actually saw it on YouTube, or they've seen it in the movies. And when we watch these people shoot, they have no idea. I mean, they're just doing it incorrectly. There's so much that we could teach you. All you have to do is take a class. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's important, to get involved. Florida Firearms Academy, all the time doing some pretty cool things. Give me the website again, Tom. It's ffatampa.com.
That's it, ffatampa.com. Or you can follow us on Facebook. We're Florida Firearms Academy. You'll see a lot of our giveaways, our free events, our free classes that we teach. If you're a first-time shooter, you're going to get free firearm, free ammo, free rental, free class, free instructor, free eyes and ears. Everything is free. We want to teach you how to shoot a firearm correctly, safely, and accurately.
Yeah, I love that. Just get out there and learn more about it and get involved, because I think a lot of times people have this mentality of, it won't happen to me.
And
right?
that's the scary part. And we just talked, one of the sessions was this mass shooting happened to the same couple 2 times in 2 different states. So when you think it won't happen to you be careful.
Yeah. And those are the same people that go out and buy a lottery ticket and think it will hit it big.
What's the
right?
the Boy Scouts motto? It's always be prepared. We just had a huge Girl Scout group come in. We gave them a free class. Everything was completely free, and they loved it. But you know what? They want them to learn how to shoot. The Boy Scouts want them to learn how to shoot. We taught our kids how to learn how to shoot. We have free kids safety classes to learn how to shoot from 5 years old to 16 years old. So
now, are you able to post about this on Facebook, online?
Well, there's so many businesses that won't allow me to do business with them, and Facebook is, I think they delete 98% of our posts.
Holy
Instagram, banks won't do business with me. Insurance companies won't do. I can't even buy paper towels at some big chain stores. They won't even let me do business with them.
Wow.
And like, I'm doing something illegal, and I'm not. I'm teaching the community. Shooting is an Olympic sport, and people don't realize that. And they made it to this evil, crazy thing that anyone that owns a firearm is an evil person.
Yeah, the negativity in the mainstream media, that just nauseating media cycle that they just plug all this propaganda down people's throat, push it down their throat. It's just ridiculous.
They don't know that people like you, doctors, attorneys, come in every single day. It's their hobby, it's their sport, it's their passion. And also many people do it for defense because they have a family. But it's also a fun sporting event to do. So.
Yeah, it really is. It's an interesting, in growing up in South Florida, I was a hunter. I mean, I grew up with hunting, and, those are some of my childhood memories that I remember, the first time I shot a gator. I mean, if you're in South Florida, there's thousands of canals and hundreds of thousands or millions of gators, I would venture to think. But it's pretty cool. You shoot a wild pig, you're out in the woods, you're doing things in nature.
And
by the way, and you eat it. You don't waste the food. That's one thing that you're taught as a almost like a a hunter, but you're almost like a environmentalist, or one of those the ocean type folks. You're preserving the environment. You're in a position where you
have that respect because that's what you were taught as a kid or growing up. Or most firearms owners are taught respect and to honor this, because we never know, one day our right may be taken away from us, and we never know. Yeah, that'll be a crazy time when it does. If it does, if it ever gets to that, that'd be crazy. All right, stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. When we come back, more from Thomas King here in studio, Florida Firearms Academy. Also, Patrick Moraites in the house, PEO Advantage, and more tips on your business here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, as well as our feel-good story of the day. We got 4 dolphins that got trapped in a canal. Find out how they were returned back into the free oceans of Tampa Bay, the upper Tampa Bay, right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Chris Voss, former FBI lead hostage negotiator and owner of the Black Swan Group, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Ian Beckles here with my...
That goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. And our goal is to help you win in your real estate negotiations. I'm actually a certified negotiation expert. I teach negotiation and branding at both of the realtor boards here in Tampa Bay, the Greater Tampa Realtor Association, as well as the Pinellas Realtor Association. And we love to help our sellers maximize the profits on the sale of their real estate properties. And we've got some vacant land available here in Tampa Bay and Odessa. We've got Boy Scout Road and Burrell Road. These properties are a combined 10 acres, and it is right off of Tarpon Springs Road. So you've got Boy Scout being one of your main thoroughfares that cut through to Tampa Bay. This is a $2.498 million asking price on 18150 Burrell Road, as well as 18117 Boy Scout Road. Beautiful properties available here in Tampa Bay. I've got a lot of other vacant land parcels as well. If you are interested in vacant land, give me a call. We'd love to talk to you. 813-670-7372. And you can connect with us directly. 813-670-7372. Buying, selling, or investing, we would love to talk to you. Check out our website, platinummvpteam.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
And every day we're going to tell you something positive in our feel-good story of the day. And today we got a good one about our environment.
Tell me something good.
All right, so here's your 4 dolphins that got trapped in the canal. A human chain formed to help get them out. More than a dozen dolphins, or more than a dozen people, rather, formed a human chain to gather 4 dolphins out of a St. Petersburg canal and back into Tampa Bay. The 2 mothers and their calves swam into the canal and seemed to be trapped. Officials with the Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission believe the dolphins were scared of swimming under the bridge. So what they did is they used a human chain to create a visual barrier, and the dolphins were able to overcome the canals and were believed to be perceived as obstacles. So the Clearwater Marine Aquarium said in a statement. So interesting video right there. Compliments of Fox 13. But yeah, they created a human chain, and pushed the dolphins out. And pretty cool. Pretty awesome story. Humans
They're gonna
coming
have to
together.
ban bridges now.
Yeah, ban bridges. Yeah, no more bridges. Yeah, it's crazy. We'll see what happens here. But yeah, we want to help you win. That's our goal here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And follow us online at Brandon Rhymes1 on Instagram and Twitter, the Consumer Quarterback Show page out there, and connect with us. And we love hearing your feedback every day. We want you to think about this show as the hub of your financial, your business, your real estate, your self-defense wheel, all of those spokes extending out, representing another one of our 80-plus show categories, over 50 show partners here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. So no matter what you need out there, we want to be that resource, that super connector. Think of me as the quarterback on the team. I'm going to make these introductions. If you want to know more about self-defense and ways that you can protect your family, I'm going to introduce you to Thomas King. If you're a business owner, you want to know, hey, can I meet this PEO Piper gentleman? We're going to get you in touch. We're going to get you in touch with the PEO Piper here, PEO Advantage. Help you understand more about those ways that you can run your business, making you more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We're going to jump into our lightning round.
The lightning round.
I am so good at lightning round.
All right, here we go. Top tips, nuggets of advice, parting words of wisdom. Thomas King, Florida Firearms.
I think always dealing and training with people with firearms, I think you need to ask yourself this, and seriously ask yourself, as a parent, wouldn't you do everything possible to make sure your kids are safe? And this also includes fighting for their life.
Right.
This time in this world that we're in right now, you need to fight for their life. Everywhere we go, we should all do that. So if it's not, firearms are not for everyone, but make sure you have to realize this. You are the first responder in any event, that any situation that happens to you or your kids, you're the first one that's going to have to act. The police can come later and sort out the situation, but right there, you are the one that has to fight for your life or your kid's life.
Right
so
on.
if that's something that we can help you with, just come in and see us. We're Florida Firearms Academy. You can call me at 813-221-FIRE, or you can go to our webpage at ffatampa.com.
Excellent. Yes, sir. PEO Piper, Patrick Moraites.
All right. So we talked a lot about some statistics and facts today. Some of the compelling ones, or ones that stood out, were from a US bank study with the percentage of businesses that fail. 82% fail due to cash flow, 20% fail their first year, 50% fail year two. When you leverage a PEO, you can change those statistics quite significantly. There's 14% less turnover when you leverage a PEO, so you have better retention. So you keep your high-profile employees longer. You can recruit better employees from some larger organizations. So it helps with retention. You grow 7 to 9% faster. So having that exponential growth is huge and critical, especially when we talk about the challenges of cash flow. And so you're 50% less likely to fail when you leverage a PEO to support your business, to protect your business. So you're outsourcing all those administrative burdens so you can focus in on the top line, growing the revenue, the sales, and everything you got into business to do in the first place.
Absolutely.
And all the numbers I shared, you can research them. It's all from the SBA, NAPIO, US bank study. These are all accurate statistics.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. That's definitely the way to go. And today I wanted to talk about negotiation, one of my favorite topics, especially when I teach the classes. And giving a shout out to Chris Voss, former FBI lead international hostage negotiator, who's where I've learned a lot of my strategy from. His book is called Never Split the Difference, but great book, highly recommend. But one of the key things you talk about with negotiation is you want to learn to be empathetic. The more that you can be empathetic, and not sympathy, not necessarily agreeing with the other person, but being empathetic to their position and having a earnest understanding of why they come from where they come from. And you utilize some really cool strategies. One is called a mirror. You're just going to simply repeat the last 1 to 3 words of what your counterpart says, and it lets them talk. It gives them an opportunity to explain even more. When they come back, you might even use a label. A label is going to be something like, it seems like, it looks like, it feels like, or it sounds like that, whatever situation is. Hey, you're angry, those types of things. It sounds like you're angry. It seems like you're upset. if you say it like that, you're not going to give a target for a response. If you come straight out and say, you're acting like this, you are opening yourself up for a direct attack back. But if you use a mirror and a label, you can say, well, I didn't say that. I said it seems like that. And then you also want to look at utilizing open-ended questions, what he calls calibrated questions. Kind of like you're sighting in a gun, you're going to calibrate that sight on the gun. You want to calibrate your questions to where you're leading the counterpart to where you want them to go. How am I supposed to do that? What's the core issue here? How does that affect things? Open-ended questions are going to help you further align with that counterpart and then move them to your positioning on where you want that story to go. And you're not utilizing, you're saying no in a lot of sense when you're negotiating without saying the word no. It's on how you can be creative about that. So there's a lot of opportunity in negotiation. I'd love to teach you or your organization this class. We offer this out to the realtor boards as well here in Tampa Bay. And check out our book as well on Amazon, Become the MVP in Your Industry by Surfing the Radio Waves. Published author, professional speaker, become the MVP in your industry by surfing the radio waves online on Amazon.com. All right, let's do another round here. Thomas King, give me some more nuggets of parting words of advice.
Well, like I spoke about earlier, 46 kids every day in the U.S. go missing every day. That's 46 families' lives that is ruined until they can actually find their kids. That's every day.
If they find them, right?
Exactly, and it's not looking good for finding kids out there these days. But what I would suggest is talking to your kids about common sense, about gangs-related incidences, how to get away from them. Make sure you speak to a police officer. They have so much advice on how they're getting to your kids. It could be through the schools, it could be at the malls, but somehow they're getting to your kids. Also, talk about them about drugs. Talk with your kids about drugs, about common sense things that you can use and utilize to keep them away from bad people out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff. Patrick Moraites.
Back at me. All right. So there's, I'm going to keep dropping numbers on everyone today.
I like it.
So there's 175,000 companies that use a PEO that comprise about 3.7 million people or worksite employees.
Nice.
There's 943 PEOs for you to choose from. So that's why leveraging an organization like ours to help navigate those waters of determining which PEO is the right fit for you, because they all have different risk appetites. They all have different technology. They have different master health programs. They have different ancillary benefits. So it's really figuring out what's important to you as a business owner, and then scaling down that program to make sure that the PEO you select is best suited for you, because they may not be in a state that you want to grow into. So those are some of the important things to consider, and why it's important to use a PEO broker or an expert. It doesn't have to be us. There's plenty of amazing brokers out there that business owners can utilize. I just recommend using an expert instead of trying to figure it out on your own.
Right.
There's 25 to 50 questions that you should be prepared to ask of a PEO in order to determine if they're the right fit. And we already have those answers in our database.
Yeah.
So we're prepared already. utilize
our team here with the Consumer Quarterback Show. All of our expert contributors that come into the show, they support local charities. Patrick, I know you're on the board of many charities. Thomas, I know you're very a giving person as well, philanthropic endeavors that you do. We utilize a lot for our veterans as well. We do events. We just had an event last week for the vets. We got several situations where our partners here with the Consumer Quarterback Show, they take time out of their busy schedule to come into the show and serve the community as a consumer advocate. So I would say definitely support our local expert contributors. You can find them online at consumerqb.com. Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy. He's a great networker as well. If you reach out to him and his business, you'll see that. Patrick Moraites as well, PEO Advantage to local Tampa business owners here in the market. Of course, we talk a lot about mortgage on the show. Diane Vance is our platinum partner when it comes to mortgage side advice, anything you need in the mortgage. We got the Credit Magician, all types of attorneys, CPAs, financial advice. We can help you with that here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we want you to, reach out to us on our hotline, 813-670-7372. Call or text 813-670-7372. Anything that you heard from the show today, we would love to introduce you to our expert contributors here in studio. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Pack up some food or clothing, carry it with you to and from your commute. Get involved in the community. Lots of ways that you can be involved. Volunteer. You can donate some blood. There's so many ways that you can get involved here in the Tampa Bay community. I want to thank Florida Firearms Academy, PEO Advantage as well for coming into the show today. And please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Connect with us online at Brandon Rhymes 1 on Instagram and Twitter, and follow the show out there as well, the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.
Are you a real estate agent looking to take your business to the next level and supercharge your marketing? Hi, I'm Brandon Rhymes, owner of Platinum MVP Realty and host of the Real Estate Quarterback Show, syndicated radio and TV show talk program on iHeartRadio, 1025 The Bone, daily 5 o'clock drive time on 1380 The Biz, and our TV show is on WeBeam TV. We're looking for real estate agents that want to join our team and supercharge their marketing utilizing some of our innovative strategies. We utilize the Real Geeks platform, Facebook marketing, internet marketing, and a lot of the traditional methods as well. Postcard mailers mailed for you, postage, signage, business cards, all paid for by the company. Aggressive real estate splits and ways to help you win in any marketplace. We need you to go out, take applications, and work our plethora of leads that we're generating on a daily basis. Reach out by clicking the form below, and we'd love to have a confidential interview with you.